This is Abe Friedtanzer from Awards Radar, and I'm so thrilled to be speaking with a few of the cast members from The Lord of the Rings of Power. How are you all doing today?
Pretty good. How are
Good. How are
you?
you?
Good, good. Can you tell me what your first experience was with The Lord of the Rings growing up or more recently?
Um, for me, I discovered Tolkien, The Lord of the Rings, and The Hobbit when I was very young. I used to be still am an avid reader, and I read them and just fell in love with his world and his language and the mythology. And then I it started a lifelong love of fantasy, and I then saw the films. They came out around Christmas in Oz, and it was like an extra Christmas present. I thought they were amazing. And then now I've come full circle to be in Middle Earth myself on the Rings of Power. It's incredible.
Mm. And I would just have to say that all of that about I was kind of introduced to Tolkien through the books. Initially, they were very much family favorite, and so went from there to the films, and then to be able to revisit Tolkien within the context of coming to film the series was very surreal.
Yeah. For me, I didn't have Tolkien in my life before this job. So this has been my first experience of Tolkien. So it's been really amazing to be fully immersed literally into his works and the world. And also to be around all of these, so many people who love it. And, also some of the crew worked on, the originals, and so I was really like immersed in the essence of the work.
And how would you describe the Harfoot people? I think they're pretty fun and entertaining.
The Harfoot community, so they are a nomadic community. They move with the seasons, and they have these carts which are their homes, and they literally carry their homes on their backs with them. But they have a very specific set of rules in order to ensure everybody's safety, and also survival too. They are fighters and they are survivors, obviously, of so much because of the migrations that they have. They're constantly looking over their shoulders, and they live in the wilderness, and they are the bottom of the food chain too, so they have to constantly be watching their backs. But with that comes a lot of heart, and a lot of love and joy, because that's another thing that they have really in the essence of their being. And also to make the days more fun too. So I think that's, there's definitely a lot of joy and a lot of laughter to be had, but also a lot of depth and darkness within them too, because they've been through so much.
I think there's also an element of the storyline, particularly with Nori, that feels like more like science fiction than fantasy, a bit like Superman crash landing on Earth, that kind of thing. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is. It's quite it's very unexpected, but it is a nice surprise, I think, in some ways, and quite a daunting one in others.
I'm sure that
every day you find a man in a crater, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm sure that there's a lot of visual effects work and other things. Was the experience of making the show what you expected in terms of what you're actually seeing and experiencing while filming it, and then the finished product?
It wasn't actually.
Well, in our case, our sets were very practical. We were 90% on location, and what you see in the Harfoot world was literally there. It was all real. That's why it was such an immersive experience. And so it felt like we were the Harfoots living in the Harfoot encampment, surrounded by the natural world just as they are. I mean, in terms of any visual effects things, that might be more a couple of things that you would have done.
I mean,
well,
only
even
very
then,
little. Even then, like if something, obviously like flies through the air or something, obviously that's a visual effect. But no, I mean, even the things that we did on sound stages as well, which was very rarely. I think like literally a couple of weeks out of the whole 2 years.
Yeah,
they were all built too. So it was. Everything that you see is very real and very immersive, and I hope that also that allows the audience to be fully immersed within that world as well. Because it's so open, and New Zealand is so beautiful, you can't help but fall in love with it and be entranced with it.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think that definitely does come through. thank you all so much for taking a few minutes to speak with me today, and good luck with the show.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
so
much.
much.